Hi, welcome to another Hannah Reacts. We are in a different location, and I'm just now noticing how poorly painted the trim is. Love that. Love that. As you might already know, I have moved, we have relocated, and I am here. I have about 2 videos left to post from my old house. One is a vlog, which is just essentially what the last week in my house was like. And then I have a Fortnite gameplay from the last season of Fortnite that also needs to be posted because it was filmed in my old house. You'll see those in the coming weeks. But for the Hannah Reacts, you'll see me here in my new house. What a blessing. I'm going to cue up the video and then we're going to watch. For this Hannah Reacts, we are watching teenage serial killer thinks she can manipulate the police by nurturing stories. As always, this video will be linked down in the description if you want to support the original creator. With that being said, I'm going to stop talking and play the video.
17-year-old Cassidy Bjore. Cassandra is about to be interrogated by the police regarding the violent murder of both of her grandparents. As the detectives uncover the truth about what happened, they will begin to realize that they are talking with a heartless serial killer.
Dropping a couple napkins here.
I don't think I've met you before, have I?
No. You remember my name? Coolness.
Coolness?
Coolness.
Really?
Swear.
Swear.
That's probably why I was class clown 25.
Miss Coolness. That's a pretty
Miss Coolness, Shannon Coolness, whatever you want.
That's pretty. I mean, you look familiar.
Yeah?
But I couldn't I don't remember.
Let's see if big man wants this. I have to use the little girl's room.
Okay.
He'll be right back in with you. No. Don't spit in his drink.
I won't.
Is anything in that bag gonna help you right now?
No.
Because it's not utensils.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab it and put it out here.
Okay.
If you need anything, just hop.
Okay.
Cassandra's grandparents, Randall and Wendy Bjore, had taken her in when she was 16. Cassandra was a problem child, and her grandparents hoped that they could straighten her out. Within the first year that Cassandra was staying with them, the police would be called over 30 times. Cassandra would continuously run away from their home, and on one occasion, she assaulted her grandmother. As time went on, Cassandra would begin dating 19-year-old Johnny Ryder, and she was able to convince him to help her kill her grandparents.
Type of music you listen to?
I like not everything. I'm pretty open-minded.
You
Except
don't like country, do you?
I don't like country. I really don't like country.
We can be friends then. I'm not in the country.
I've tried, but no. It doesn't. I can't vibe with it. How am I so full?
Shame told you.
Well, you have been in a hospital and you're eating hospital food, so.
This makes me so disappointed.
I don't know. She said she could eat 2 McChickens and she barely made it through, what is it, a quarter pound?
Those hospital food was messing me up.
You did talk a lot of smack though.
I can't eat this whole thing.
I'm not gonna make
I don't want to get you sick.
I'm not gonna make you throw it up. It's alright, you can drink your Frappuccino. It's a digestive.
But I used to swim too.
Oh yeah?
You're quite a little athlete, huh?
I wanted to play baseball or softball. I've also done soccer. And that's it. Maybe a little bit of tennis.
Okay.
The detectives do their best to make Cassandra comfortable. They buy her food and they talk about her hobbies, and they even laugh at jokes with her as if they had been friends for a while. After they finish their meal, the detectives begin talking about why Cassandra is there.
Well, obviously, I'm the guy kind of in charge of what's been going on, I guess, the past week, okay? I talked to Ryan, Investigator Ryan Thurman, or Investigator Thurman, the guy that you talked to yesterday, I guess.
Oh, was he... How can I describe him? Was he like the tall...
He's a short
The
dude.
shorter one? Okay, so he was the direct attorney?
Yeah, he's an investigator for the district attorney office,
yeah. I worked with him before. He was helping me with the case that I had with my stepdad.
Oh,
Yeah. What do you think of that tall guy?
He was okay. I feel like I've met him before. I think I met him when I went to court once, but he was okay.
Just wondering.
Sort of weird.
Sort of weirdo?
Sort of weird.
And you remember when I came in yesterday, I just asked you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Remember I made fun of myself because your Graham's password was 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4?
Yeah. It was. I always did that with all of my phones. I don't like complicated passwords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I used to do all zeros.
That's a good one.
Well, I don't want, kind of to make you upset or make you relive anything, but I just got some follow-up questions I'd like to ask you. Do you remember when you read your rights and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you understand all them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to read them again just to make sure that I guess he read them right. You never know. And then I'd just like to ask you some questions, no stress, and then go over some stuff. Is that cool?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess your boyfriend Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
how long you date that dude for?
Like 3 months.
3 months. Was you and Johnny pretty tight? Did you have feelings for him, or just kind of a boyfriend type thing, or?
I had feelings.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still have feelings for him.
I gotcha.
I care about him.
I guess I'm gonna ask a corny question: is it love or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what he told me. After Ty B, we went to Atlanta, and we were on like this, I don't know, it was like this parking lot thing, and we got to see like the whole city.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that when we were sitting up there, that like for a second he looked at me and I looked at him, and he told me that all he could see was just me and then purple around me. And he said like purple is like a sign of love. And he said like ever since then, like it was like love at first sight or something.
That's kind of cute though.
I don't know. I mean, he got married to like this crazy bitch, and then now she's like saying that I'm stalking her when I've only met the girl like twice.
Yeah, I talked to Johnny a couple days ago, and just talking to him, I think she definitely was crazy. So
Is he okay?
yeah, he's fine. So he sends his regards and all that stuff. So
Is he doing okay?
no, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually is better off than you. You know, they weren't that deep or anything. So he didn't.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I could have sworn he did worse than me, because I remember when we were in the bathroom, because he did it with me too. He kept going, and I kept telling him to stop. So
Yeah, maybe this tougher skin. I don't really know.
Right before Cassandra and Johnny had been caught, they decided they didn't want to spend the rest of their lives in jail. As SWAT was approaching the apartment building they were in, they both attempted to take their own lives. Fortunately, the police were able to get them to a hospital, and the doctors were able to save their lives. After hundreds of stitches and casts on both arms, Cassandra was allowed to leave the hospital and go straight to the police station.
Guess let's start from scratch about what happened, starting from when you ran away, I guess. Is that the 31st? Do you remember? Or 28th or something like that?
I didn't really run away. My grandma like kicked me out.
Okay.
Cause like this is what happened. Like I was chilling with Johnny and my other friend Sabrina, and I came home because it was time for curfew. Because I didn't want to violate my probation, so I came home. And my grandpa was asleep, and my grandma got really mad at me, and she was like saying like, oh, if you don't like it here, we're just gonna find somewhere else for you to stay. And she just said that out of the blue. Like she just got really mad for some reason. And so I was just like, if you're gonna find another place for me to stay, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna find somewhere else to go. So
And this was basically when you took off, you came back, your grandparents were home, and I guess that's when you had that argument?
Wait, what?
You see, you just had an argument with your grandma, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did
And
you?
then I left.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I got you. And then when you left, where'd you go to?
I was just staying with Johnny. Like, we were sleeping in his car.
And then, so you're kicking it with Johnny, where are you kicking it with him at?
We were just all over the place, Bailey. We were just trying to find something to do, just keep, just have something to do because we don't want to just sit around and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were finding like people to chill with and go to the mall or something.
Was it all your friends you were chilling with, or all his friends, or a combination? Or?
It was sort of like combination between both.
Who are your friends? Is it just Sabrina, or you got other?
I mean, I only have like one other friend, Izzy.
Izzy?
I don't like chilling with like a lot of people just because I don't trust a lot of people.
I'm the same way. I literally only have a couple friends myself, so she's one of them. So you, so I guess when do you decide to go back to your grandparents' house in the middle of the night?
It was like a couple days after, like 2 or 3 days.
You remember Saturday, Sunday? Do you have an exact?
I don't really remember. Like I didn't really even know like what day it was that we went into the house.
And before you did that, did you and Johnny meet up somewhere at a park or something
Yeah.
to talk about
We went
what was going on?
We went to Peace Church Park, and we talked about it. At first, it wasn't my idea at first.
How did you even get, I guess, what was said? How did you even bring up? What was the context?
He first asked me, "Are you afraid to die?" And I said no. And then I asked him, "Are you afraid to die?" And he said no. And he was just talking about how we could like run away together, that kind of like dream. And he asked me, he was like, "Would you kill your grandparents?" And I kind of like hesitated for a minute. And I was like, "Why?" And he was just like, "I don't know. I mean, because he knows probably everything that I've been through with all of my family. And he understands that, like, all I really wanted to do was just kind of get away from everything, kind of just move on with myself. Like, I wasn't having a good relationship with my grandparents. Like, it started getting really bad, like, I got a charge from them because, like, I fought them, I might have broken, like, my grandpa's ribs when, for that charge for simple assault and simple battery, And it just got really worse. We just kept arguing all the time, and then, I don't know, I guess things, like, just seemed different. They didn't look at me the same anymore. Like, they didn't, I don't know, it's like, the vibe that they have was, like, they didn't really know what to do. They didn't really know, like, how to, like, be around me, I guess. They didn't really know how to talk to me. So I didn't really know, like, how to talk to them either. So it was just a really hard,
It was
like,
a big age difference too, so.
yeah. And then, before all of the stuff happened with my parents, like, they treated me so much differently, They had, they trusted me, I could have done anything at their house, like, I was free, and I loved going over there, and it wasn't like I was actually, like, living there, so, because I was with my parents, so I never, like, ever had that feeling, but even though I did live with them before, I don't know, it kind of just, like, changed throughout, like, the whole time that I was with them, so, I don't know, I kind of just,
Grew apart.
yeah.
When you guys met at the park, did he ever go over the actual plan on how you guys would do it or anything like that, or like what was that about?
Well, I mean, we were just trying to figure out how to get money, and because he said that he might have had a warrant, and I didn't know if I had a warrant because, my grandma kicked me out, and then she did the same thing that my mom did. Like, my mom would kick me out. Then, like, a couple days later, she would call the cops saying that I ran away when I didn't. Like, sometimes, like, she would physically force me out of the house. Because like sometimes like I would just be like, Mom, like why are you doing this? And then she would like literally like grab my stuff and push me out the door, and then call the cops on me. So I felt like that's what like my grandma did, and I didn't know. So I was already figuring that I had a warrant or something, that I already violated probation. And Johnny was saying that he might already like violated probation because he thought his mom called the cops on him or something. I don't know, but how we started talking about it was like we started out like with what time should we go to the house? How are we gonna do this? Like what materials do we need to do this? So we started talking about that, and then so we decided to go around like midnight or 1:30 because my grandma normally went to sleep around like 11:30, 12. So we decided like we would park down the road, and then the park was literally like right behind my backyard, like the neighborhood park. So I was able to go through the park and then cut through my backyard because there was a fence. Like there was the trees, then there was my fence, and then there was the house. So you could easily like go through the trees, and then there was the little gate that you could go through. I didn't even think like you could even open it.
Yeah, how'd you guys move that cement to, isn't there like a cement block or cinder block or something?
Yeah, it was pretty easy to move. Like I was able to push the door out a little bit, and then like it was stuck, but I was able to maneuver my body over to get in the into the other side, and then I just moved the cement block over so then Johnny could get through.
Gotcha.
And then I moved it back.
Cassandra claims that Johnny planned her grandparents' murder, but the truth is, Cassandra was the mastermind behind everything. Cassandra is about to tell the detectives everything that happened before and after the murders took place. She will explain how she killed her grandparents and then lived in their home for several days with the bodies. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end at her grandparents' home because Cassandra planned on killing more people.
Y'all were living out of his car. Did he have like a lot of clothes in his car that he would change into?
Yeah.
Okay.
He already had clothes in his car.
Okay. But did he have like different shoes, or did he kind of just keep one pair of shoes on?
He had different shoes. He had a bunch of stuff in his car.
Okay.
It's kind of like Mary Poppins.
Okay,
That's a good frame of
you got some good
reference.
analogies. I like that. So when you guys made it to the back door or the back gate, what'd you guys do next? How'd you move up to the house?
Well, we went up the stairs.
The decking stairs?
Yeah,
Okay.
the back deck. And my grandma was still up because we got there a little bit early. So we went back down and we were kind of just chilling over where,
The shed is?
yeah, we were just chilling by the shed. And then we saw that the lights turned out, and then we just like stayed outside for a little bit longer just to, wait. And then I already had the keys to my house because I already had a set of keys, so I was able to unlock the back door. And then that just made everything easier.
And as back door, do you mean the bottom back door? Or so you're still talking about the door on steps?
Yeah, like
Okay.
when you go up the back, on the back deck, there's two doors. There's a door on the left and a door on the right, and I went to the door on the right because the door on the left had a sensor on it. Like one of those, like,
Beep beep or whatever?
yeah,
Okay.
like the door 4 open, something like that.
One of the ones that kind of like announces each door. Okay. But the one you guys went into didn't have it.
Yeah, I was able to take that one out because like it was like a really old like alarm system. Like they had this alarm system for years, and all you had to do was just like you had to push this little button just to open it, and then just take the battery out. And I already took the battery out like a while ago,
What was that for? You taking the battery out?
just to
then?
like sneak out.
Okay.
And plus, I hated that thing that went off every time. It got so annoying.
Yeah, I bet.
So then you guys are at that back door now. You're the first one to kind of walk inside there, or how do you? Okay.
So there was stuff in front of the door because my grandma normally would block off the back door. So, but I was able to open, so I unlocked the back door. I was able to open the back door a little bit and not have the stuff in front of the door fall and, make a noise. So I was able to like maneuver in, and then I moved the stuff in front of the door, and then I got Johnny in. And then we closed the door and locked it.
And then would you guys kind of You just hang out downstairs, or you start moving upstairs? Or?
We went upstairs. We didn't immediately go upstairs. Like, we went to the stairs and then we were like just listening, just hearing what was going on, and we thought everything was good, and then we went upstairs and.
Hold on, did you guys have anything in your hands, or you just?
Yeah, I had what's it called? It's one of those car tool things.
Is it to do a tire, or
Yeah,
is it
tire
to fix
iron.
it?
It was a
Okay.
tire iron. So I had one of those.
Where'd you get that at?
Johnny's car. 'Cause he
Okay.
had one in his car.
His Honda or
Mhm.
whatever.
And Johnny just used his fist, and he brought a black book bag that had duct tape in it, and it had the tire iron in it,
Huh.
and it had gloves in it, because we were also wearing gloves too.
What kind of gloves?
They were like
Like hospital gloves or regular?
hospital
Oh, okay.
gloves.
What color were they? You remember?
Blue-ish?
Okay.
Yeah, they were blue.
Okay.
So,
So now you guys are at the stairs, starting to go up the stairs. Did
yeah.
you actually have the tire iron in your hand, or is it still in the book bag?
I had the tire iron in my hand. You know, we got it out before we went inside the house.
Mhm.
So I had it in my hand. And Johnny didn't have any weapon. He just used his fist.
Okay.
So, and then,
So who's first up the stairs? Is it you and he's kind of following you, or?
yeah.
Okay.
I go up the stairs. He goes into my grandpa's room, and then I go into my grandma's room.
Mhm.
And, yeah.
And then do you hear kind of what's going on over there, and
Yeah.
does that kind of cue you off to
Mhm.
with your grandmother there?
Yeah, he started going at it, and then, you know, I could hear my grandpa just yelling, you know, them fighting, and then I started getting the rush, and then, you know, like, that's when I started hitting my grandma. She started, like, screaming and stuff, and
Was
yeah.
that the first hit?
Yeah,
The back of the head?
yeah. She
Huh?
bit me.
I think I took a picture of that yesterday, right?
Yeah, she bit me in my finger, too, but I forgot which finger. It was on my right hand. I think it was either, like, my middle finger, or it was that one.
And when you and your grandmother used to get into it, that's kind of how did she bite you before to
Yeah.
kind of get you off her or whatnot?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
bitten me before.
Well, she's bitten you before too.
Yeah. I haven't bitten her, but
okay.
she's bitten me before.
Okay.
Have you, like when you guys are in it, or did you just
Yeah.
come up and bite you?
No, like when we were in it.
Okay.
Like I had this mark on my hand from where she bit me for a while.
Where did she bite you that night? On your finger?
Yeah.
Anywhere else?
On my arm,
Okay.
where they took the picture of it, and then that was it.
So you're in the bedroom with your grandmother. When do you meet back up with Johnny? Do you leave your grandmother there, or kind of what happens?
So I started hitting my grandma, and I already had duct tape, and then, you know, Johnny's doing his thing, and, you know, I stopped hearing Johnny doing whatever, and so he comes in the room with me and my grandma, and, you know, he helps me, like, tie up my grandma with the duct tape, and
And how did you do that? Is it just her hands, or?
I got her hands, I got her whole head, and then I got her ankles.
Okay, with her hands, I guess.
Just behind her back.
So it's like just like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Johnny helped you tie her up?
Yeah, I mean, I mostly did it, but I needed, like, a little bit of help because, you know, she was, like, you know, moving around and stuff, and so he helped me a little bit, and then he went back into my grandpa's room, and then
What were you doing when you went back in your grandpa's room?
I was still with my grandma, and then,
In her room?
yeah, and then I dragged her into my grandpa's room, and then Johnny asked me to go get some knives. So I got some knives from downstairs in the kitchen, and I got 3 like, big butcher knives. I asked her for the code to her safe, because I already knew that she had a safe in her closet. I just didn't know it was in the safe. So, I mean...
Did she tell you?
Yeah, I mean, like, she kept saying, like, I'll give you money, I'll give you my keys, you know, I'll give you anything you want. But, yeah, she just kept
Was she
saying...
able to talk with the duct tape around her face?
Yeah, like, she was, like, mumbling. You could still understand her, but, like, at the same time, you couldn't.
Like it wasn't like her mouth was shut. Like
Yeah.
almost as if,
It was like that.
okay, almost as if like she could still move her mouth enough
Yeah.
to make the words be on the tape. Okay.
So we left my grandma sitting there on the floor, and then I got the code to the safe, So Johnny's watching my grandpa and my grandma, and I'm over.
How'd you get that code? Did she tell you guys, or?
She told us.
Okay.
So she told us the code, and I went in the closet because that's where they kept the safe. So I go in there, I'm checking out all the stuff, and I grab the book bag, and I just start stuffing the book bag with everything. Like there was envelopes just filled with money. There was probably about like $1,000 that we found in that safe that they were just saving. And
did you know about that money, or you just said no?
Well, my grandma, it was kind of weird. Like, she was kind of giving me, like, an idea about it before. Like, she was saying, what if I just gave you $1,000? Would that just make the world a better place? I'm just like, no, I don't want $1,000, So, she kept saying that, and then, like, when I saw it, I was just like, wow, she actually had $1,000 in there. Safe. Like, that's crazy.
So you guys put that stuff in a bag, and then basically Johnny's in your grandpa's room with your grandpa and your grandma in the room. Do you come back in there and say, hey, I got the stuff, or what? Okay.
Yeah, I go back into the room and I tell him that I got the stuff, and so after that, and then we drag my grandma into the bathroom, and
what was the reason for that? Just to bring her to the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know why we brought her back into the bathroom. I guess we didn't want to bring her into the bedroom.
Okay.
So we just brought her into the bathroom. And then, and then Johnny. And it was kind of creepy because she was like scared to die. Like she shitted herself and peed herself.
How did she?
It was kind of gross. That was really.
So you said the last blow though
was just like the last hit, like the
last hit with the tire iron. And who did that? You were Johnny.
Johnny.
Excuse me. And then did you guys pretty much just leave the upstairs, or?
Yeah. Well, we were just. After that, then we closed the doors, and then we were just checking around, seeing if everything was okay. And then I started grabbing my clothes and start stuffing bags with my clothes. And then Johnny's, walking around doing his thing, checking to make sure that they were both dead, and checking to make sure if we didn't forget anything. And then we left, and then we came back to the house.
When you guys left, where'd you guys go to?
We went over to like Kroger or Publix to go get something to eat, and then we went back to the house, and we just kind of like chilled there.
Did you guys kind of just stay in the house then, or?
Yeah, it was kind of both. We were kind of like in and out of the house for a couple days. It was just me and him. We didn't tell anyone. I mean, I told my friends that my grandparents went on a vacation for like 2 weeks.
Did you call some of your friends ever and say, hey, if you guys want to come over? Because I spoke to some people, and that's just the rumor going out. They said, hey, if you guys want to come over, not for a party or anything, but, I got some money, grandparents are out of town. Yeah.
After the murders took place, Cassandra and Johnny lived in the home and went about their normal lives. Cassandra went to her karate lessons while Johnny hung out with his friends. They would spend their days shopping and dining at various restaurants. Then they would go home and spend the night only a few feet away from the bodies. The couple continued living like this until they decided they wanted to murder Johnny's family next.
Conversation where you guys had that, and you were talking about maybe getting out of town and stuff like that, starting your new life, starting over and whatnot.
Yeah.
How come you guys did stay?
Well, because this was the plan. First, we were gonna get my grandparents. Ooh.
You hot? You hot?
Yeah, I want to give her the smushy things.
Okay.
What?
Your exercise stuff.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so the reason why we stayed in town was because the plan was we were gonna get both of our families. That's why.
Hold on, what?
Okay, so the plan was that we were both gonna get both of our families. But first we got my grandparents. Then that's why we went over to Johnny's house and we attacked his sister and her boyfriend because he wanted to kill his family.
Okay.
So that's like, we stayed in town for a couple days because, you know, we wanted to get some money, we wanted to get ready to leave. And then that plan, just going over to his house, kind of just like, it didn't work out at all. It went downhill from there.
Now, there seems to be a pretty big gap
Yeah.
still, though, between your grandparents and then attacking his sister and the boyfriend.
Mhm.
Was that kind of in the plan?
Yeah.
To try to get away with it for the week and then
Yeah.
kill them?
Well, we weren't really like going on like a week thing. It was kind of just like a day-to-day kind of thing. Like, what are we gonna do today, sort of thing. But I mean, we wanted to get out of town like as soon as possible.
Okay.
But just how it all just kind of timed out. Thank you so much. Didn't really like. It just, I don't know. It didn't really work out as we planned it to be.
Okay.
So.
So there was no. So you guys basically stayed in town after your grandparents because the plan was then to kill Johnny's family and maybe get some more money?
Yes.
Okay. And it wasn't like a set schedule on Saturday at 5:55 p.m. we're gonna go kill him, but more of a day-to-day thing?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, we were just planning on doing it at night mainly.
Okay. So what made you guys pick that night that you did it? And not any of the other nights before? Was anybody gonna be at the house that shouldn't have been, or were you waiting on someone in particular to be there with them? Who's in Johnny's family? Does he got a mom and a dad?
Just a mom, 2 sisters, and that's it.
Okay.
And yeah, we were really like planning on like what time. We were just kind of like just going how it went, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing how it would go, and then it just kind of like really downhill from there.
Okay.
With the bear spray and everything, the baseball bat.
The what spray?
We had like bear repellent that we bought from Bass Pro Shop
What was that for?
for just to like get them away or to like kind of like knock them out.
Okay.
That stuff is strong. Like
Yeah.
this stuff, oh my gosh.
We have to get sprayed with like the obviously non-bear spray, and that stuff is strong. So did you spray it on him?
Yeah, we both did. Well, I mean, Johnny did more. He sprayed more because my bottle stopped working for some reason, so I couldn't like really use it, and you know, it was so crazy. Like it was just all a rush. Like it was just the spray was going everywhere, and it was like your eyes were burning, like your whole body was burning. It was so painful. Like.
And who did you guys spray? Who got sprayed with that?
One of Johnny's sisters and her boyfriend.
Was anybody else home?
No.
Okay. Were you waiting on them to get home?
Yeah.
Like that was the plan?
Yeah.
Because you obviously waited at your house to make sure Grandma went to bed, and to both obviously. I assume your intention was to catch them while they were sleeping.
Yeah.
And then with Johnny's house, you went before everybody else got back for the night?
Yeah, because like our plan was like
Why didn't you want to attack them while they were sleeping?
I'm not sure why we didn't do that, but he kind of said it would be a lot easier if we kind of just waited for them to each come home, so we could each of them
One at
just
a time.
knock them out. Yeah. And it didn't really go like that.
Okay.
Did you guys talk much about the incident actually at Johnny's or no?
No, we kind of segued into it just because I was wondering why they stayed in town so long, but I didn't realize that was the reason, was because they were planning on killing Johnny's family too.
Mm-hmm.
Whose idea was that? Was that also talked about at Peachtree Ridge Park?
Yes. That was Johnny's idea, because then that's the reason why he asked me if I wanted to kill my grandparents, because he wanted to already kill his family. And he was like, let's be Bonnie and Clyde.
You said that?
Yeah. I was like, okay.
That's what I first said when, because I'm the one that got called out to the scene initially, and that's the first thing that came out of my mouth. So.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Have you seen the movies?
Of course.
You have or you haven't?
Yes, of course I have.
Of course.
Of course.
You're too young. I didn't
I'm
think.
29 and I haven't.
Thank you.
Yeah, my mom was really into like old movies, so
Okay.
as I was a child, I used to watch like a lot of old movies.
I guess with your grandparents, then we can move on to Johnny's. I mean, Was there like ever a snapping point, or, I mean, do you feel bad about what happened? Do you think she deserves what happened, or what, how are you feeling right now? I'm not in your shoes,
With my grandparents?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel terrible. I mean, I feel like the worst person on the planet, but at the same time, it was kind of just like, I don't know. I mean, there was so much stuff going on between me and my grandparents already. Like, I couldn't handle it anymore, like
Like you said with his follow-up question, though, I mean, did they deserve it? Did Grandma deserve it? Did Grandpa deserve it? Or was it kind of just more getting away from your own family?
It was more kind of just getting away.
Okay. So you don't think that Grandma did anything?
I mean, I was pretty pissed at her for, the couple times that, like, she would call the cops on me for, no reason sometimes, or like, just like a lot of the stuff that she would say would be really offensive because it would be about my mom.
Who did you have because your grandparents are essentially your parents at this point.
Yeah.
And they've been taking care of you for how many years, and you live with them. It's a day-to-day thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you have a more contentious relationship with? Who was the one you were butting heads with all the time?
My grandma.
Your grandma more so than your grandpa?
Yeah, I couldn't talk to my grandpa. Like, I did not have a real good relationship with him. Like, before we did, but then, I don't know, like, I wasn't able to talk to him as much, and he kind of, like, pushed me out.
Pushed you out of his life a little bit. Do you think that maybe, was it Johnny's plan to you get your grandma and he get your grandpa, or did you want to kind of get your grandma yourself because of your relationship, like your strained relationship?
It was sort of Johnny's idea more. I mean, I don't know. I don't think like they deserved it, but I just wanted to get away from all of that, like I was so tired of dealing with my family. It felt like I didn't even have a family. Like it felt like they weren't there. Like, even though they tried to help, it's just like the way that they were kind of doing it was like, I don't know, it didn't really work out. So, I don't know, I started feeling
Was your mom ever part of the plan?
Of killing them?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to.
Was it something you and Johnny discussed, or is it something you just thought of?
Well, I mean, we did discuss it, but then Johnny was like, no, we can't waste our time on them. And I was like, okay. But I wanted to.
It appears that Cassandra was tired of dealing with her family, and her intentions were not only to kill her grandparents, but her mother as well. Had their plan been successful, Cassandra and Johnny would have murdered 7 people by the time they were done. Fortunately for their family, the only people that were murdered were Cassandra's grandparents.
What about you guys had a scale and stuff like that in the bag?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Johnny's or yours?
That was Johnny's. The scale?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Johnny's.
Does he sell or just buy or what?
We were just using it just to make sure no one was like
Ripping off?
Yeah, ripping us off. Because sometimes like that's what people would do. Because we were smoking weed, so
We don't
Not the
care.
drug police.
we were smoking weed, and sometimes like our. Do you know what a plug is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know.
I think
Yeah.
she thinks we're really old.
No. I didn't know if you guys knew like that term. So yeah, like sometimes like our plug would like short us, and we just wanted to make sure if like she ever did,
Mhm.
So
Did she ever short you or no?
only a couple times. I mean, the reason why she was shorting us was because she was gonna get me a phone. So every time like we would buy from her, she would put in money to get me a phone.
What kind of connect was she that she could get you a phone too? She work at a phone store?
No. She's just this old lady.
An old lady?
Yeah, she's like this old 80-something-year-old lady. She sells drugs. She's crazy. I call her Mama Bear. She was almost like a mom to me. She's pretty cool.
Do you get, is it at that mobile home place you buy that dope from or no? Isn't there a mobile home? I don't even know what it's called. I don't think it's the greatest area. Isn't there a mobile home off of Seaver or you have no idea what I'm talking
Where does she live?
She lives
We're not gonna
over-
arrest her.
She lives over in Swanee.
I forgot what it's called. What the area they call that.
I don't know. But yeah, so. Oh, yeah.
Well, give us a second. You gotta use the bathroom or anything or no? Sure. Even eating at McDonald's?
Yeah, I'll go to the bathroom.
The detectives leave the room to regroup and go over any questions they may have missed. When they return, they want to know why Cassandra did what she did.
The thing is, we can basically piece together kind of what happens based on the evidence and stuff like that. But what we never can fully explain is why it happened or what happened. Like the reasons it happened.
Like, why we did what we did?
Yeah.
I mean, the main reason why I did what I did was because I kind of just wanted to get away from my family.
How were you feeling? So that was your plan going into it. Killing Grandma and Grandpa would get you further away from your family.
Yeah.
When you were actually attacking Grandma, when you heard Johnny attacking Grandpa, you said you got a rush.
Yeah, I had like this like kind of like this rush where I was like, okay, like I'm ready to do this, like it's, gonna happen. There's no going back.
So
It wasn't like a good rush. It was kind of just like, okay, like
it's go time.
I gotta do this, like I gotta do what I gotta do.
No, I'm not gonna pretend I'm any expert in karate or anything like that. I got a cousin who's a Filipino world champion. He's pretty good at what he does in whatever art form he does it in. But I know a lot of it is kind of that controlled aggression.
Yeah.
Okay. No lie that this was a pretty violent attack on Grandma and Grandpa.
Yes.
Were you able to kind of control your aggression based on all your training over these years? Were you angry? Were you sad when it was going on? What kind of walk me through what was going on in your head? I mean, was it like you said, the rush where it's go time? I just need to do what the came here to do.
Yeah.
Or was it like f them? They gave me curfew. They deserved it.
It was
Let's
like
get this shit going.
it's both.
Both.
Honestly, I mean, I stopped doing kung fu for a while just because my mind wasn't there. I just all of my feelings were and my emotions were all over the place, and I wasn't able to focus. So that really affected my kung fu. But when I was there, I don't know, just all of my emotions kind of just came out when it was happening. I was just angry and I was sad, but I was heartbroken at the same time, because it was just why did all of this stuff have to, happen with my family, why did I have to deal with all this bullshit, and it's just, I just kind of really got tired of it, and I couldn't handle it anymore. I just kept exploding inside almost. I wanted to just run away and just be by myself with someone, and just start my life. I was just tired of being.
And Grandma and Grandpa were your biggest hurdles?
Yeah. Just because,
Is that how you saw them, as your biggest hurdles to being with Johnny?
No, they were my biggest hurdles because of probation.
Okay.
If I didn't get probation, I wouldn't be in this, I don't know, probation kind of really messed me up because, I was going to get a job, I was going to, start getting money, just, starting my life, and then once I got probation, it kind of just, really messed up everything, I had to be home at a certain time, and I couldn't do as much stuff as I, used to do, and that really made me angry because, I used to just be able to do whatever, I wanted to,
When you, during this whole week, kind of in between, you guys obviously took Grandma's credit card, you swiped it a bunch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get denied when you were trying to swipe it?
No.
Okay.
We tried to take cash out, but then we found out it was a debit card.
Okay.
That's the only reason why we get denied.
You got $1,000 in cash. Did you spend it all, or do you have it all?
We spent it all
Okay.
on food, money, weed.
And the money you were gonna potentially get from Johnny's family was gonna be what
Yeah.
you were gonna start new with.
Yeah.
Where were you gonna go afterwards?
We were gonna go like to Florida.
Okay. Anywhere in particular?
Maybe like Pensacola, Panama City, just somewhere, where we could just like escape.
Yeah,
Just somewhere where we could just kind of like escape reality. Because
I gotcha.
that's kind of just all I've been wanting to do for such a long time, which is.
Escape reality or kill grandma and grandpa?
Well, no, not kill them. Kind of just like escape from everything,
Okay.
just start my life, like, I don't know, like just. I just wanted to move on from everything, just my family, like, I couldn't be around them because just everything that, we've all been through, it's just so much betrayal and lies.
Did Johnny have a similar relationship with his family, or was his more of a beneficiary kind of thing? He wanted their money and...
Well, the way I saw their relationship was, his mom, would get on him a lot, saying, like, you're not doing anything with your life, and blah, blah, blah. When he had, he just got out of jail. He had 2 jobs. He was back in school. He was, getting his shit together.
Right.
And then, his mom kept saying, like, you're just worthless. You're not doing anything.
Kind of putting him down.
Yeah.
So it was more of a hostile relationship between them with that.
Cassandra claimed that no one was allowed at her grandparents' home after they were murdered, but the detectives have evidence that she threw multiple parties while her grandparents' bodies were locked in their rooms.
We got
Spring Breakout has arrived at Great Wolf Lodge. Our lodges are...
Oh man, I mean, as you know, I'm a cool dude. So is she, okay? I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, okay? I'm a no bullshitter. I don't know what those DA investigators, I don't know what type of, how many times they talked you or that. We're different in that aspect, okay? I'm cool as shit with you if you're cool as shit with me. But once lying and stuff like that starts, I have a problem. I believe that there were people at that house, okay?
If it was probably only Sunshine.
I mean, I just want no if or anything like that. Unfortunately, you're in this, okay? There's no, there's no saving face right now,
So a lot of this was on the news. Okay, as you could imagine. Okay. So he's been getting phone calls about you inviting people over to your house. Okay? So who was there?
The only person who I can think of would be Sunshine and her boyfriend,
Okay, so
And the
Sunshine
guy-
has a boyfriend. What's Sunshine's boyfriend's name?
Alex
Alex.
Peterson.
Alex Pearson?
Peterson, yeah.
Peterson. White dude, black dude?
White,
How old is he?
20,
Where's he stay at?
like right down the road from me.
Golf receiver?
Yeah.
Now, again, you're saying you think they showed up. I mean, you have to, is that video from during that time frame, do you know?
It might have been, I don't know.
I mean, you remember pretty good details. I don't see how you
Listen,
forget
I
this.
just, I,
Is your
I-
grandma gonna let, real talk, is your grandma gonna let Johnny, Alex, and Sunshine over at her house?
No, she didn't even know about them. I
Okay.
mean, she knew about Johnny, but she didn't know about.
So for all these people to be inside your house, we're gonna both have to assume that it was after you guys killed your grandparents.
I'll be straight up, dude. We heard about a conversation that took place inside there where someone was bitching about the smell. And Johnny's like, no, dude, it's just sewage. There's a sewage problem upstairs. Is this not?
That never came up.
Now, that could be rumors. You know when kids talk, rumors.
That never was a conversation that came up. The only people who came over to the house was Sunshine and Alex.
So they did come over to the house after you killed your grandparents.
Yeah, I mean, all of it was like one big rush. I don't remember what day they came over, but
I'm not asking for a day. I'm just asking for in 7 days after you guys killed your grandparents and before you went to go attack Johnny's family.
yeah.
Sunshine and Alex were at your house.
Yes.
What did you guys do?
We just smoked some weed.
Okay. Did you order food?
No. If we got hungry, we would have left and got something to eat, but the conversation with the smell and the sewage, that...
Well, just don't hang up on that. That's just rumors. People in high school talk a lot of crap, and that's just rumors that I heard. I knew somebody. I've seen videos and things like that, and I pretty much knew somebody was in that house. Why would you protect them and not tell me about it?
Let me ask you a question. You killed Grandma and Grandpa with Johnny. Johnny, you said, glues and what we know to be caulks the doors. Was that immediately after, or was that before people came over?
That was before people came over.
Okay, so-
I even poured bleach on them before he
You
did
poured
that to
bleach
the
on
door.
Grandma and Grandpa?
Yeah,
And you left one of the bleach bottles in the bathroom next to Grandma.
yeah.
Why did you pour bleach on them?
Johnny told me to.
For the smell? Okay. So, when did you pour the bleach on them?
It was like a couple days after. Like, it was like before we left the house to go chill with some friends. Like, we did it before anyone came over to the house.
Okay. So, you kill Grandma and Grandpa, you basically grab all your shit and put it downstairs. Did that happen the same day?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, you're chilling downstairs with Johnny. You end up, we're like, let's have some people over. Johnny tells you to pour bleach on them.
Yeah.
You pour bleach on them.
Yeah.
Where did you put Grandpa's bleach bottle?
We use the same bleach bottle.
Okay. So you bleach Grandpa first,
Yeah.
then you bleach Grandma, and then you throw the bottle in the trash can. In the bathroom.
I don't remember throwing it.
It's like, it's more like a Windex bottle than it is like a tub of bleach. Okay. And then Johnny caulks the doors
Yes.
after you bleach them,
Yes.
several days after you kill them.
Yes.
And that was because it smelled and you were having people over.
We weren't intending to have any people over. We only had Sunshine and Alex come over just that one day because we were like, it was only a couple days after, so we thought it was going to be okay. Like, it didn't smell in the house.
Do they know that your grandparents were upstairs?
No.
They have no idea.
They had no idea. I told them that they were on vacation.
Did they go upstairs at all?
No.
How long did they stay there for?
Just for like a few hours. They came really late at night.
Who else came over?
It was just Sunshine and
You
Alex.
said we only thought Sunshine and Alex were coming.
It was just them. No one else came to the house.
What the detectives find interesting is how easily Cassandra was able to lie about having people over. It wasn't until they showed her evidence that she was lying that she finally told the truth. If lying is that easy for Cassandra, what else is she lying about? As I stated before, the police would eventually find out that Cassandra was the mastermind behind the murders, and if she had it her way, there would have been 7 bodies instead of 2.
Okay, let me ask you this then. You literally have showed no emotion towards your grandparents, and I don't have a problem. Like, I don't know the life that you were having, and I guess I can kind of understand that you wanted to sever that part of your life and start over again, okay? But why are you showing emotion with when I brought up Sunshine? What the hell is this chick? You know what I'm saying?
She's just a close friend. She was there most of the time when I was going through the stuff with my parents. So she's really close to me. Not as close as Izzy though, like.
Did Izzy come over?
No.
Does she know what happened?
No.
Did you tell anyone what happened? Not a person?
No one knew. I told everyone that my grandparents left on vacation.
Why were you even telling people that your grandparents left? To let them come over?
Because my grandma kept texting everyone saying to look out for me.
What do you mean?
To see where I was. Because, after she kicked me out, she started texting all of my friends and everyone saying, look out for Cassie. Tell her to come home. And then I told people I went home, and then I told them that they weren't home. They left a note, and the key saying that they were going on vacation for 2 weeks.
Did you text anyone on Grandma's phone
Yes,
pretending to be Grandma?
yes,
Who did you text?
just Sylvia.
Okay. And who's that to you?
She's a family member in California.
Okay. So you texted Sylvia. What did you say to Sylvia?
She kept asking, is everything okay? Because she just started freaking out, like, that my grandma wasn't texting her. And so I started texting her saying everything's fine.
Where did you take Grandma's phone from? Was it on her nightstand? Was it
Yeah.
in her purse?
It was on her nightstand.
Okay. Did you take it before or after you hit her with the tire iron?
It was like in the middle.
In the middle. So she couldn't call 911?
Yeah. You know, we made sure that they couldn't call 911.
No one else came to the house?
Cassandra and Johnny would both be charged with 2 counts of murder. The family decided they did not want to go through the trial process and relive those terrible moments, so prosecution offered them a deal. In exchange for their guilty plea, they would both be sentenced to life in prison with parole after 60 years. I would love to hear your thoughts on this case. Who do you think was the mastermind? Was it Johnny or Cassandra?
I'm gonna stick these in your bag, okay? Okay, for all that stuff we did to you with your prints and they took the swab and all that stuff, I just can't take it. I gotta get a search warrant, okay? You understand?
What do you mean?
I did it, but what I'm saying is I had to get a search warrant to do that. I can't just take
Yeah.
those items. This is a search warrant that I got to take those items, to take your fingerprints, the swab, and she took some pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick this in here, you can read it. And as for the incident that happened at Johnny's place, you're charged with 2 counts of ag assault, and so is Johnny, because of what happened there, okay? And obviously with your grandparents now, you're being charged with, what should I give you? Yeah, these 2, I'll serve. I gave you two more. Anyways, you're being charged of malice murder for your grandmother and then malice murder for your grandfather. Okay? And there's just the 2 warrants on there. Like I told you, I'm a straight shooter and I'm just letting you know about that, okay? And obviously you know my name. If you want to talk later on down the road or whatnot, you're more than welcome to call me, okay? My information's in here. So, okay? Officer Dewey now is going to transport you to the jail, so.
Is there someone who can wrap this better?
We can probably get that done by the nurse.
They have nurses at the jail. I hate to make you hurt even worse. If you can just, the jail's literally right around the block. It'll take 2 seconds and then they can, okay.
Which way?
Gonna go right over here.
Let's do a little Hannah's final thoughts, okay? I have such a plethora of things I want to bring up. First off, I would have loved to see Johnny's telling of events and, his side of the story, because Cassidy kept on going, oh no, like Johnny's the mastermind, Johnny's the one with the idea, Johnny, when obviously in the video they were like, yeah, guess what? Cassidy was the mastermind, but we never really they never really touched on how they figured that one out. Second off, I think it's crazy she wanted to kill not only her grandparents but Johnny's family and then even her mom. Like, hello, thank God she was caught. Okay, thank God they were caught. Lastly, I really wish they would have touched on how they were caught, okay? I know in the middle of the video they mentioned, well, not in the middle, like kind of the beginning, they mentioned why Cassidy had these bandages on her arm, because they were going to kill themselves, like true Bonnie and Clyde and Romeo and Juliet kind of get up, but they were caught. But my thing is, how were police alerted to this crime? Because Cassidy was telling everyone her grandparents were on vacation. Second off, who did it? Like, because obviously, what the fuck? Obviously, someone had to be like, I think someone's dead in this house. Third off, how did the police broach the situation? Because obviously we know SWAT was approaching and Cassidy and Johnny were like, no, we're gonna kill ourselves because life in prison's a fat L. But, like, how did we get from, hey, we killed my grandparents and we attacked Johnny's sister and his sister's boyfriend to we were caught and going to also do like a little suicide pact? Like, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Like, I would have loved to hear how they were caught. Okay? With that being said, I will see you on Friday with the vlog. Ooh, maybe I should do the Fortnite gameplay. I don't know. You'll see. You'll see. Yeah, goodbye.